Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, are you worried about 5G radiation? EMFs? Well, I want to tell you about a sponsor of this video. They're patriots and they support the truth. They're called EMF Harmonised and they sell EMF protection technology. The technology filters out the harmful RF waves, radio frequency waves, and has been scientifically proven to do so. It's Tesla technology. As we use computers, phones or tablets to watch any videos or do anything these days, the EMFs are damaging our DNA as we use them. In other words, consider getting some EMF protection from the link below, as you'll protect yourself, you'll help the growth of my channel, and you'll help a fellow truth supporting business, and it's very easy to shop by. They have phone strips and computer strips and laptop and personal relief discs. There's quite a few things in here, guys, so if you're interested, please have a look, and the link will be down below. Thank you so much. Hey guys, okay, second time lucky. I just recorded the whole video with no sound, so that was really good. Oh dear, I forgot to turn my microphone on. Okay, I had explained before, okay, with no sound, that I'm reading the emails and things people are sending me. I have not been into Messenger for a long time, but please bear with me in answering emails that I can't possibly answer every one. I am one person and there is a lot of stuff being sent to me. There's a lot of videos being sent to me, a lot of links being sent to me, and I do appreciate it. But honestly, I'm only one person and I cannot watch everything. So bear with me if I do not respond to you, please, because I need time off the internet as well. I cannot, and if I answered everybody, I would not sleep even. It would take all night and all day to answer everybody. So please bear with me. And I do apologize. I do read all the emails. I don't read all of my Messenger messages. I haven't been in Messenger for a long time because if you saw my Messenger, it is overwhelming. I can't even go through it. There are that many messages in there, guys. And I do, as I said, I do appreciate all of you. I can't even look at them all, let alone answer. So I really do apologize for that, guys. Okay, and this from Tim Cardella, because I know, okay, the media is calling it for Biden. As we can see over here, the media is trying to say, it's trending that the projected winner of the 2020 election will be Biden. We know they haven't even finished counting yet, guys. And then rooting out all the illegitimate votes. So it'll only be a couple of days, and apparently they're already out celebrating in the streets. Let them. But I'm telling you something, stay inside when it comes on TV that Trump has actually won. Please, don't go near them. Because it's going to turn. It's going to go from cheering and all that to something else. And wait until they work out that, because I know a lot of lefties are anti-establishment as well. So wait until they find out that Joe Biden is well into the establishment and that he is going to go back to war and that he's going to raise their taxes. This from Tim Cardella. I'm amazed by how many here don't have a clue about how the election system works in their states or at the federal level. This election is far from decided. Stop listening to the talking heads in the media and here on Twitter. Please do some of your own research. Knowledge is power. Okay, from 3 days and 3 nights, I've never been more calm. Expect it to get worse before it gets revealed. Let them cheer. They're doxing themselves by showing their allegiance. This was planned for years. And believe me, they are, and so are the media. And these people are going to have very red faces when it turns, because they're going to be angry. As simple as that. And from Methods, yes, you MSM morons. Call it for Biden and further prove you are complicit in all of this. Well, not only that, but they are driving, mainstream media are driving insanity at the moment. Anyone who's listening to mainstream media, I would, honestly, unless you know what you're looking at, I would be surprised if you're not insane by now. It's that bad. Mainstream media are that bad. Although here, like some truths are coming through, but it depends on what day it is, who it is, how they're feeling. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Okay, this from Ill Discourse. Trump's being quiet for a reason. He's letting them get their drunken sugar high. I'll expect we'll be hearing a lot from him either tomorrow or Monday. He will hit them hard when they are good and hungover. Get some rest and we'll be back at it soon. Don't burn out. And yeah, seriously, if you're feeling down at all right now, it's probably because you believe the media. Do not listen to the media about this election, I'm telling you now. Okay, and we also have this from Guardian Angel. Dystopian nightmare. Media covers for Joe Blow as he blasts video message to rally filled with empty red, white and blue jeeps. Fake presidential candidate holds a fake rally without people. And that one was from the Gateway Pundit. Okay, and this from N1 Nasty One. Thread on Lord Mark Malloch Brown. Goes up here. There we go. Okay. New thread. Yes, it's me again, and yes, I'm exposing him again. Who is Lord Mark Malloch Brown? He's one of the most powerful people in the world. This guy's a huge piece of the puzzle. Lord Mark Malloch Brown is one of the puppet masters. I may have read this before, but I think a lot more has been added to it since I have. And also I've got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you guys very much for subscribing and liking and all the support that I'm getting. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. He's one of the puppet masters. Connections between Lord Mark Malloch Brown and Soros. Lord Mark Malloch Brown connects to George Soros, Vice Chairman of George Soros Investment Funds, as well as his Open Society Institute, a Vice President at the World Bank. Say no more, he's another globalist. He's on the boards of Investec and Seplat, which are listed on the London as well as the Johannesburg and Largo stock markets respectively. He is also on the board of Korogan, an oil and gas private equity fund. Lord Mark Malloch Brown is part of the Privy Council and former number 2 in the United Nations, as well as having served in the British Cabinet and Foreign Office Chairman of Smartmatic Electronic Voting Systems. That says a lot. Now we know. How long has it been going on for? Lord Mark Malloch Brown is linked to electronic voting systems all around the world, and most of his machines are placed in countries that are now in a revolution against their elected government. I wonder why. They've been rigging it for years. He's co-chair of a new Global Commission on Business and Sustainable Development. He previously led FTI Consulting's EMEA practice. And anything with the word sustainable development in it is from the UN, and you kind of need to run the other way when you hear those words. Sustainable development. That is what Agenda 21 or Agenda 2030 is. Okay, and they're trying to push it through now with the Great Reset. There's the basic income for everybody, so no one will be rich, and yeah, it's a way to keep people really under control, Agenda 21. Okay, he served as Deputy Secretary General and Chief of Staff at the UN under Kofi Annan. For 6 years before that, he was Administrator of the UNDP, leading the UN's development efforts around the world. He was later Minister of State in the Foreign Office, covering Africa and Asia. Lord Mark Malloch Brown chairs or is on the board of a number of non-profit boards, including the International Crisis Group, the Open Society Foundation, and Centre for Global Development. International Crisis Group. That's interesting. So we have connections to NGOs, non-governmental organisations, and more Soros connections. Lord Malloch Brown is also a distinguished practitioner of the Blavatnik School of Government at Oxford University and was formerly a visiting distinguished fellow at the Yale Centre for the Study of Globalisation. There you go. He was knighted in 2007 for his contribution to international affairs. Mark is the author of The Unfinished Global Revolution and continues to write, broadcast and lecture about international issues. Lord Mark Malloch Brown seems to be one of the puppet masters. Okay, anyone who's lecturing and broadcasting about international issues in power, I would ignore that because, yep, they're trying to, we know what they're trying to do. More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown thanks to Federalist number 78 for her digs. And it's from Nova at Federalist number 78. There's a person named Lord Malloch Brown at the UN. Maybe the Malloch is referenced is less esoteric than we thought. Moloch? More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown from the Federalist. Hey, take a look. Lord Malloch, Soros, EU, UN, nice work on SES. I think your theory's right on. And they're replying to, this is where the right hand meets the left hand of Europe's finest and Soros. Lord Mark Malloch Brown and his wife, these people connected to royalty too. And his wife is, new headache for Brown over Labour's peers' links with hostile anti-Bush charity. It can be revealed that the former UN official who was made a peer and appointed to the government by Gordon Brown has been an active supporter of Refugees International, which protests against White House policy in Iraq, and the minister's glamorous American wife, Trish, is the vice chairman of the Washington, D.C. based organisation. There you go. The revelation will cement Lord Malloch's growing reputation as a loose cannon of Mr. Brown's government because of his off-message views on the Middle East and the US. It follows a series of remarks by the minister which have irritated the Bush administration, just as the Prime Minister has been seeking to rebuild bridges with the White House. Campaigner Trish Malloch Brown. Refugees International recently accused the American government of being unforgivably slow in helping refugees fleeing the violence in Iraq and oblivious to the magnitude of the crisis. Well, if they didn't cause the crisis in the first place, people wouldn't be fleeing Iraq. Sorry, but... oh, yep. Okay, then the War Economy has put together a thread on Lord Malloch Brown. This is a must-read. Thank you at the War Economy. I hope you don't mind me sharing this awesome dig. And it no longer exists. The account has been taken off. Thanks again, Federalist number 78. Here's more information on Lord Malloch Brown. Children's Investment Fund Foundation. Moloch on the board with Siddiqui. Where have I heard that name before? I hope that's how you say it. Children's Investment Fund Foundation. Okay, so they're involved with children and world things like war. And what do you think they're doing? Because I already suspect something that I could just take a guess at what they're doing. The Children's Investment Fund Foundation was established in 2002 by Chris Hon and Jamie Cooper. The co-founders set out to improve the lives of children living in poverty in developed countries through strategies that will have a lasting impact. With a rigorous business-like approach to philanthropic funding, the foundation was focused on clear returns for children from the outset. I bet it was. The emphasis on, not the way we think either, the emphasis on data to measure impact has been widely adopted by other development funders, and any philanthropic person, like, okay, Bill Gates is a philanthropist, so you know where I'm heading with that. More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown, and that's unavailable too. The count has been suspended. But Lord Mark Malloch Brown is connected to the Bush family too, and that's been also removed. They have been removed from Twitter. Could Lord Mark Malloch Brown be the one they call Satan, Moloch? Could he be the puppet master? Here is another great article on Lord George Mark Moloch Brown. Indictable evidence, foreign interference in US elections since 2005. And there's a link there, and I'll put all these links either in the description, guys, or in the pinned comment. And I do apologise if they are removing my pinned comment. There is not much I can do about it. I don't want the videos being removed, and they will be if I put it in the description sometimes, I'm sure. So what I'm trying to do is put it in the comments section, but if you can't access it, maybe ask, and hopefully somebody else can help us out with it. Or if I see it, I'll try and answer you. But just understand, please, that I can't answer every single person. So if you ask a question, please go through the comments and see if someone has asked it first, to see if there's an answer in there. Just makes it a little bit easier. Okay. This needs to be added to the thread. WikiLeaks post regarding John Podesta linking voting rigging to George Soros, and since Lord Mark Malloch Brown owns the voting machines and links to George Soros, well, I think we found our vote rigging man. And that's from another count that's been... Oh, my cat's going to go berserk. Yep, been suspended. Then, thanks Fish Lips, what a good name, for more information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown and his connection with the Soros family, the Crisis Group. The chair is Lord Mark Malloch Brown. The president and CEO is Robert Malley, former White House coordinator for the Middle East, North Africa and the Gulf region. You can imagine what they've been doing. Alexander Soros and George Soros and all these people in between. Wow. A former president of Liberia, a founder and chair of Celtal International, founder and chairman for the Fate Foundation, chairman for a former Iranian ambassador to the US and Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, former Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Sweden. Oh, what else have we got? Another former foreign something. Former President of Liberia, former Foreign Minister of Japan, former Environment Minister, a co-founder of Al Sharak Forum, former Director General of the Al Jazeera Network, the Chairman of the Yasser Arafat Foundation, former UN Deputy Mediator on Syria, a Director General of the Russian International Affairs Council, a Chairman of the Centre for Liberal Strategies, Sofia, founding board member of the European Council on, and I can't read the rest of it, an author and foreign policy journalist in Pakistan, a former US Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs and lead negotiator for the Iran nuclear deal, which we all know is, yeah, wow, okay. An editor-in-chief of Caxton Media, professor at Sun Yat-sen University, a global board member, Open Foundation. We know about George Soros, Open Foundation and Soros Fund Management. Former Minister of Foreign Affairs and Education Finland, Chairman of the European Cultural Parliament, and leader of the Labour Party and Labour Party Parliamentary Group, former Foreign Minister of Norway. So this thing reaches right around the world. The corruption, and from what we know, when they work in children's foundations, it's not for the children. That's what, yeah. Wow. More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown. He worked for the United Nations for Refugees. Good way to steal them. He played a part in the UN's Oil for Food program, which wasn't that a fail? Wasn't there a big yeehaw over that? He was an observer in Venezuelan elections, and look at Venezuela. He coordinated the UN's... Would that be disarmament? Okay, it's just cut off. I can't read. Okay, there's nothing more. More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown. Through Refugees International, he worked closely with George Soros and his advisory committee in Bosnia. In 2007, Lord Mark Malloch Brown was appointed Vice President of George Soros Quantum Fund. Before joining the World Bank, Mr. Malloch Brown was the lead international partner from 1986 to 94 in a strategic communications management firm, the Sawyer Miller Group, where he worked with corporations and governments. And thank you, Barb from Camelot, for this information. Great thread, International Crisis Group. This is a document from 2017. At the end of it are the board members and more listed. Very interesting. Viktor Pinchuk, Ukraine, Frank Justra, both connected to the Clinton Foundation, and so much more. I can't read it. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Open in a new tab. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, BP, Sherman and Sterling, Statoil, I can't see if that's an I or an or double L. UK, White Case, Anonymous, Scott Besson, David Brown and Erica Frank, Stephen and Jennifer Dattles, Alexander Soros, Ian R. Taylor and Herman D. Can't read it. International Advisory Council, Corporate, Anonymous, APCO Worldwide, Atlas Copco AB, Chevron, Edelman UK, HSBC Holdings, MetLife, Noble Energy, RBC Capital Markets, Shell, another Anonymous, Mark Bergman, Stanley Bergman and Edward Bergman, Elizabeth Bohart, Eric Christensen, Sam Engelbert, the Edelman Family Foundation, Seth and Jane Gins, Ronald Glickman, David Harding, Rita E. Hauser, Jeffrey R. Huguet, and Anne Louisa Ponte, David Giannetti, Faisal Khan, Cleopatra Kitty, Michael and Jackie Lambert, Leslie Lishon, Virginie Maisonneuve, I can't say that, I can't pronounce it, Dennis Miller, the Namontu Foundation, Brian Paisberger, yeah, I'm not just blind, guys, I can't say it properly, Kerry Proper, Juko Singhi Sikani, Nina Solars, Enzo Viscosi, Ambassador Council, Amy Benziger, Trip Cullen, Kavik, I can't read half of these, Matthew Devlin, Victoria Ergolavu, Noah Gaffney, Christian Bashfiden, Linda Hames, Jason Hesse, Darley Ten Hove, who knows, Lindsay Irvin, I can't be bothered. There's a lot of names here. Senior advisors, the ones that are circled are the HRH Prince Turkey Al Faisal, Oscar Arias, Pat Cox, Alexander Kwasensky, Victor Pinchuk. Okay, I think I finally got that right at the end. Okay. Why did it go back to the beginning? Oh dear. Okay. Lord Mark Malloch Brown makes mafia dons look like choir boys. We have uncovered more than 3,540 relationships that Lord Mark Malloch Brown has failed to disclose to the public in any securities and ethics disclosures. Lord Mark Malloch Brown and his connections to global politics, UN, to Soros, Richard Branson, Queen Noor of Jordan, and much more. Thank you, Dog Xander, for this graphic and these connections. Awesome work. Thank you. Infographic shows some connections and on the Queen's Privy Council, along with bad actors Sir Geoffrey Paddy, treasons, and you know what. Okay, the finding here is all prominent electronic voting systems in the US, Smartmatic, Sequoia, Diebold, ES&S, Dominion, and Hart Intercivic are networked to the same software engine and controlled by the same financiers tied to George Soros and the Queen's Privy Council, thus making corrupt practices in US elections a foregone conclusion. And it's protected by the Queen. They're trying to make... they're violating anyway, but they should be trying to make it secure, separate validations, all different things. Anyway, chief electronic voting scammers, Mueller, Comey, Holder, Clinton, Obama, Romney, Bush, Soros, Malloch Brown, and does it say Patty? I can't see it properly, guys. I can't read it. But it shows you the links all the way. It goes back to 1974, 1960. Oh, it goes all through the years. Oh, different. Okay, I'll get it. But they are all connected. Okay, Patriots for Truth, Voices of the American Intelligence Media. Lord Malloch Brown, bunk buddy in the UN Association currently. So we know they're all globalists and they're all connected. More info on Lord Mark Malloch Brown, Baron Malloch Brown. Yes, it's wiki, but it's facts and verified. Just check out the above thread. And it goes into a lot about who he is. He worked with Corazon Aquino in the Philippines. He wrote Aquino's victory speech, which she recited days before voting results were to be released, since her campaign assumed that Marcos claimed victory as well. Sounds like a bit of a pattern, doesn't it? Okay. Joined the World Bank, Vice President for External Affairs, which included responsibility for relations with the United Nations. Okay, he used his experience to good effect at the bank, helping him transform its reputation. Under his guidance, the bank blitzed opinion makers with full-page newspaper advertisements and a television campaign to change perceptions. Understand that, to change perceptions of it as an arrogant institution unwilling to heed outsiders. They do that all the time. They often change perceptions. It happens on the media, on the news, on movies and music. They do it everywhere. It's pretty much propaganda. Unlike its more aloof, sinister institution, the International Monetary Fund. Yeah, okay. So he managed to do it. He was in the United Nations, Millennium Development Goals, United Nations Development Program, Millennium Summit in 2000 later. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to go over this really quickly. He offered to assist talks between Hugo Chavez, Bolivarian Bolivarian government and the opposition, who were seeking to begin the process of attempting to recall Chavez a year later. His UNDP observers were chosen by Venezuela's National Electoral Council, and now we can see why Venezuela is the way it is. And he apparently coordinated the UN response to the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. The areas of responsibility, such as capacity building, governance and emergency recovery. He tried to orient UNDP activities sometimes controversially because of competition with other UN agencies who are adapting to the demands of a globalizing world. He was listed as 7th in the Leaders and Revolutionaries. He's pretty much a philanthropist that I wouldn't listen to any more philanthropists, because we know that that's what Bill Gates is. And none of them are any good for anyone. I'm telling you now, do not listen to these people that people think are experts, because half the time they've got an agenda and they're trying to lead you one way or another. Worldwide election rigging by the Queen's Privy Council. Lord George Mark Malloch Brown and his connection to George Soros and worldwide vote rigging. Keep an eye out for these two men sending voting machines in at election time. And there's more links and things here, but I will, as I said, I'll put them down below. Thank you for your awesome diagrams. Please feel free to keep dropping them here. And the tweet's unavailable. What a shame. And okay. More information on Lord Mark Malloch Brown. Here's one of the puppet masters, and that tweet's unavailable too. It's going to keep dropping on the thread. Okay, that looks like the end of the thread. Is that right? Okay, what's happened there? Where did I go? Where's my bookmarks? There it is. And then, guys, I wanted to show you this. And this is from, who posted it? Annie Creswick. Interesting. V Darkness Falls. What on earth is in Antarctica? I had to try and screen record it for myself. Docks, boats, homes, buildings, beach balls in the water. Looks like an oasis. It'd be crazy if most of the people we think are dead are actually hiding out in Antarctica. Is this a Google Earth glitch? And I'll show you this from the beginning because it's very interesting. And I did share it all over Facebook and Twitter, so if you've seen it, bear with me. But I had to share this. This was very, very interesting. Come to think of it, I don't know if I'm sure I haven't put it up already on a video. Let me know if I'm just repeating myself, guys. But this is Antarctica, apparently. Do you see what I see? And if you read WikiLeaks, back in the 50s, they were talking about taking communities down there to start. Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm going to have to do it myself and look it up to see if I can find the same thing they're finding. But even Admiral Richard Byrd, I think that's her, I'm pretty sure that's who it is, said that he flew beyond the ice wall and there was green land and 20 degrees. Beautiful lakes, beautiful green lush land, and 20 degrees Celsius. So who knows? It's up to you what you think of that. Also, there's a few people resigning and getting busted for certain things. This one from Digital Soldier. responding to the Justice Department, says, "You don't say, isn't that called a leak?" And the Justice Department put, "Former Department of Justice paralegal pleads guilty to accessing and releasing sensitive non-public information." And then you've got, meanwhile, another news from Marie Q. Head of Nuclear Weapons Agency unexpectedly resigns. You're going to see a lot of it. Putin has also resigned. He's stepping down as of next year. He states health reasons. Then there's from Dan Bongino. He's got his own show. It's on Rumble, but I will put the link down below if you would like to watch this. The states that are now in play. From Sky News Australia, the Institute of Public Affairs, Gideon Krosner, says it's incredulous that Joe Blow, somebody who looks like he can't even tie up his own shoelaces, got millions more votes than either Hillary Clinton or Obama received at previous elections. Do you believe that? From Judge Janine Pirro, fans, Barr just took up the race. AG Barr just sent in the federal agents. Bill is ordering them to watch the counting of the elections, and I know some of them still aren't letting them even with court orders. So these states, and they're Democrat-run states. So also this from N1 Nasty One. Do you know the president's fighting against the bloodlines he's connected to? If you don't believe me, research the coat of arms. And then he says underneath, yes, he is linked to them, the old bloodlines, but he's fighting back against them. Think Godfather 3, family fight linked to Vatican bloodlines. All roads lead to Rome. And then another one from N1 Nasty One. Notice the colour purple. This is very important to the elite. It's a symbol of power. Thread on the colour purple. Because a lot of people were asking me about the colour purple and why did Trump have a purple tie on, and they said it's demonic. You're about to find out what it really means. Okay? The colour purple in the dog star Sirius, Tyrian purple, also known as Tyrian red, Phoenician purple, royal purple, imperial or imperial dye, is a reddish purple natural dye that is or was worn by the elite. The colour purple is linked to the seafarers, the Phoenician, whom were credited as being the discoverers of the colour purple from the secretion produced by several species of predatory sea snails. This purple secretion from these sea snails was turned into a colour-fast, non-fading dye by the Phoenicians and was highly prized and priced and was used for trade. Centuries later, this was then traded as an item of luxury. The colour purple was then imported to the Roman Empire. It was prized by the Roman elite, who used it to colour ceremonial robes. There was a time when only senators from the Roman Empire were allowed to wear the colour purple. Only the elite bloodlines were allowed to wear the colour purple. Then centuries later it was adored and adorned by royalty of Europe and Asia and used on royal garments. The colour purple was then controlled by royalty. Cadbury chocolate is the colour purple. Oh, sort of, it's a bluey purple. It might be that same purple. Let me know if you think Cadbury... Oh, I know things about Cadbury chocolate, and I love Cadbury chocolate. And I'm hoping it's not true. Okay, the most favourable time for taking these shellfish is at and after the rising of the dog star, Sirius. Every political leader and the royals that you see wearing the colour purple are showing that they are connected or are submissive to the Phoenicians and the Empire. Prince and his song Purple Rain, the colour purple is used as a symbolism of power and control. Prince was telling us this. Now you know why the colour purple is worn by the elite and used by artists and in movies as a sign of the elite. And I believe that was why Trump was wearing the purple flag. He is showing them he is now in control. Power and control. Okay, and make that 2 presidents resigning in the same day. Vladimir Putin and Kosovo President Hashim Thaci. resigns to face charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. A special international court at The Hague. And this one was just early next year amid fears he has Parkinson's disease. Okay. And this, I don't think this is 100%. But what we've been seeing now is that the media have already called Biden the winner, pretty much, and it's going to turn in a couple of days. But this is what this says: realise that in order for the plan to go forward, Trump must lose. If he wins, courts will not hear fraud cases, not even individual states that could be overturned to change the margin. This is precedent. The objective is exposure. I will agree with that. Dark to light. You can tell them, you can't tell them, you have to show them. That is why Trump must lose, so he can take the evidence, the real evidence, not the misdirection stuff they're throwing at the media right now, and introduce it in court. The real evidence, I suggest, is far more powerful than anything we've seen so far, and far more extensive. All this stuff about Sharpies and dead voters, while significant, is a distraction and a drop in the bucket. They cannot disclose this evidence, for if they do, then the perpetrators may have time to reverse course and allow a Trump victory and go to their plan B. So the evidence is likely something the enemy believes is airtight and they'll get away with. All the Republicans keeping their mouths shut is peculiar. Are they cowards and hedging their bets, or do they know something? Or is this not left and right, but some of these Republicans are also involved? So I'm tending to keep more of an open mind. And mind you, everything I'm reading is opinion and from what people have dug. And like I'm not reading you a news report. But at the moment, we can't trust the news. Then this from KeckYQ. If you followed, the board, it's stated very clear that a winner wouldn't be announced. Military control. The reason why those sleeping need to be shown you can't lead a war against hell if your men can't see it. Trust the plan and relax. You've been brought here to help others. And that's what I think this whole thing, it's all exposure. All from the beginning of the virus, that just exposed Bill Gates, the pharmaceutical industry, at hospitals, police, New World Order, and then this thing here, this election, is waking even more people up.
In fact, he said it's a fundamental human right.
Brock and I think it's a right for people to have body care.
Got that? It's a right for people who have body care. And if you don't have body care too, Joe Biden will make sure that you do. That's his pledge to you. But giving every American body care isn't easy. Joe Biden knows that. So he's going to mobilize a pressure campaign to get it done. What kind of campaign to get body care? Joe Biden has thought a lot about it. Here's his solution.
Look, I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Joe Biden's going to do that. Donald Trump can't do that. Donald Trump can't even pronounce, but Joe Biden can. Listen again.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Yeah, he'll lead an effective strategy to do that, whatever it is. Now, if you were a closed caption writer trying to follow along, you would just brush right past it with the word unintelligible. When we're confronted with the word unintelligible, and we essentially don't know what the hell he's talking about, we know exactly who to turn to.
Oh, that was funny. I saw that a while ago and I had to share that with you guys. It's one of the funniest things I've seen. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going live again. I will try to... I've really got to line up times because I've got people in the UK that listen, people in the US, and people in Australia, and it's very hard to get all three at a good time. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I've got to just try and work out the best time and for everybody, and I will try and get on again. If it doesn't end up being at a good time for people, I really apologise. As I said, it's very hard to get all three countries at a good time. Okay, guys, I'll let you go and I'll talk to you very soon. Okay, bye.